Millie Fleur's Poison Garden by Christy Mandan. Please do not feed the plants. Millie Fleur's Poison Garden by Christy Mandan. Garden Glen was a place of sameness. Prim pastel houses, each one like the next, lined the streets of Garden Glen like candies in a box. Their windows were spotless, their hedges perfectly pruned, their shutters hung straight and true. Every house and yard in Garden Glen was flawless, with not a blade of grass out of place. Except for one tumble-down house on a scruffy hill at the edge of town. Rejected and excluded, it stood lifeless, with no one to love it, until Millie Fleur came to town. Millie Fleur's new house was marvelous, but it was something missing. It didn't quite feel like home yet. "We can fix that," her mom said, pulling a surprise from her pocket. Seeds from Millie Fleur's old garden. She got straight to work. Millie Fleur's garden grew fast and wild. Fanged fairy moss, sore toothwort, tentacled tansy, glowing jack-in-the-bush. Garden Glen's Rosebud Club was not happy about Millie Fleur's new garden. "It's odd," said a man in a rather common sport coat. "It's unruly," said a lady in a stiffly starched dress. "Appalling," bellowed Colonel Stick-in-the-Mud. The president of the Rosebud Club was determined to root out Millie Fleur's garden. "Beware the poison garden." "Quit your croaking." "This won't do. According to our rules, your garden is unacceptable. We simply cannot have this poisonous mess in our town." "But it's not poisonous," Millie Fleur scowled. "It's just not like yours." Millie Fleur didn't understand why the club was so upset about what she grew in her garden. "Your garden is different from anything they've seen before," her mother told her. "Some people are scared of things that are different." "Maybe I should plant a few roses?" Millie Fleur asked. "People here seem to like that sort of thing." "Only if roses make you happy," her mother said. That night Millie Fleur couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, thinking about her beloved sneezing stickyweed, her grumpy gillyflower, and her fanged fairy moss. They were curious little plants, and they made life interesting. She was proud of her wild, weird little garden. Maybe she would start a new club. The next morning, Millie Fleur got to work on a plan. She knew there must be someone who would appreciate what made her garden so special. She paid no attention to the disapproving notices posted at her gate as she made her way to school. "Show and tell today." At recess, she invited her entire class to visit her garden. She wasn't sure anyone would come. But curiosity got the best of them. Even their teacher came to see what all the fuss was about. "Prepare to be amazed," Millie Fleur declared. "But please stay on the path. Some of the plants have teeth." As they made their way through the garden, they were astonished and a little grossed out, and at times a little nervous, but they all agreed Millie Fleur's garden was wonderfully weird. Slowly but surely, bits of Millie Fleur's garden began to take root all over town. Some things stayed the same, but there was one thing for sure. Garden Glen was forever transformed by Millie Fleur's strange and magnificent garden. Though the windows were still spotless and the shutters still hung straight, the yards that were once identical now sprouted unique personalities, making Garden Glen a truly one-of-a-kind place. Snapdragons and spider plants. Congratulations on braving the journey through the enchanting world of Millie Fleur's poison garden. Though you won't find any fanged or tentacled plants like Millie Fleur's in real life, there are plenty of wonderfully weird plants you can grow yourself. Here are two plants Millie Fleur loves. Snapdragons are whimsical flowers known for their unique shape, vibrant colors, and snapping jaws. You can squeeze the flower to see the tiny mouth open and close. But snapdragons have another eerie secret. When their petals fall off, they reveal a seed pod that looks like a tiny skull. These spooky seed pods hold tiny seeds that drop to the ground and sprout new snapdragon plants. Spider plants have long, slender leaves with wiry stems that dangle from the main plant. At the end of these stems, baby spider plants called spiderettes form. These baby plants develop tiny roots while still attached to the mother plant. They can be cut from the main plant and potted to grow new spider plants. Before you know it, you'll have a whole family of spider plants to keep you company and share with your friends. They do a great job cleaning the air we breathe, making them the perfect house guests. Author's note: Millie Fleur's garden may not have been poisonous, but the story seeds for this book took root after I learned about a very real, very poisonous garden at a castle in the town of Alnwick, Northumberland, in England. Alnwick Castle is home to the poison garden at Alnwick Garden. The first non-poisonous garden was planted at Alnwick Castle in 1750 by the first Duke of Northumberland. It was expanded by the third Duke, who was a plant collector, much like Millie Fleur. He brought seeds from all over the world to his garden. During World War II, the garden was planted with vegetables to feed the British people. After the war, the garden fell into disrepair and was closed in 1950. The land was planted with rows and rows of Christmas trees, and visitors stopped coming. Jane Percy, Duchess of Northumberland, revived the garden in 1997. The Duchess wanted the gardens at Alnwick to feature something different from all the other gardens in England. Jane knew that she needed something more than roses to encourage people to visit her garden. So she collected 100 varieties of poisonous plants and created the Poison Garden at Alnwick Garden. Each of the plants growing behind the gates of the Poison Garden at Alnwick Garden carries its own dramatic story, and visitors leave with an appreciation of the power of plants, much like Millie Fleur's friends did when they visited her garden. Try growing your own curious garden like Millie Fleur and the Duchess of Northumberland.